How to create the object for the given class. So an object is one of the essential. With the help of this object only, in the class, whatever the attributes that we are providing as well as whatever the methods that we are providing, all those methods and attributes we can access them with the help of object. So the object creation, we can simply call it as instantiation for the given class. The alternative name for the object is instance of the class. Now the syntax in order to create the object of the given class is object reference name, the reference name is your wish, equal to the class name followed by the parameters or arguments. These are all optional arguments. I will tell this concept in the constructor concept in the Python, don't worry about it. Now the basic syntax to create the object is object reference equal to the class name. For example, if you have the class, let me try to take one simple class. The class name is sample. Now for this sample class, if you want to create the object of the class, it is very simple. Take any one of the reference variable name. So the reference variable name is s. I am taking the reference variable name is s. S equal to the class name is sample. That's all. So this is the simple statement which is very helpful for us in order to create the object of the given class. Here the object reference name is s, and through the class sample we are creating the object. And one more important point is, if you want to create the object for the given class, you need to create the object of the class outside the class scope. Please remember it. We should not create the object for the given class within the class indentation. Please remember it. Now let me try to take the program. So let me try to take one simple class. The class name is sample. So for this sample class, if I want to create the object of the class, I should not create the object within the class indentation. I should not create the object is in the format of class member. If I am going to create the object is in the format of class member, let me try to create. So the reference name is s followed by the class name sample. So if I am trying to do like this, it is not at all correct. Why? Because I am trying to create the object of the given class within the class itself. I am in the class indentation and I am trying to create the object for the given class within the class indentation. What will happen? Try to check it now. Now we are getting one error. What is that error? The name sample is not defined. So while at the time of creation of the object, the constructor will be coming into the picture. So in the due course, in the next video, I will explain what is the importance of constructor while at the time of creating the object of the given class. Don't worry about it. So till now, please remember one important rule. If you want to create the object for the given class, we should not create the object within the class itself. We need to create the object of the class outside the given class, and that too, you should not make the class code is empty. Please remember it. So let me try to provide any one of the statement. Print hi message. I am trying to provide one simple statement in the class. Now presently I am in the class indentation level only. So within the class scope, I should not create the object of the class. Let me try to come outside the class. Now presently in the fourth line, I am outside the class. So in the outside of the class, wherever you want to create the object, you can create. There is no problem. So in order to create the object, the simple syntax is object reference. It may be s or o. That is your wish. Let me try to take the object reference name is s followed by the class name is sample. So this is the simple object creation for the given class. Object creation for the given class. Now if I am going to run this program with this object, I am not at all doing anything, so that we will not get anything. So in the class we have one print statement is there that will be printed. Let me try to print it. So just you will get hi message. So now there is no error in the given program. The reason is we have successfully created one object, and that too that object we have created outside the given class. It is not at all within the class. Please remember it. So it is the most important rule. Now, so within the class, let me try to take one user defined function. So before going to take one user defined function, so let me try to, without taking the assistance of object oriented programming, how to create one simple user defined function. Very simple. So with the help of def keyword, we can create one user defined function. So a function is nothing but a self-contained block. Within that, we can provide the group of statements in order to perform particular task. Now in this particular block, let me try to print one simple message. The message is my function. Here the task from this function is we need to print one simple message. So for the functions, there is one important rule is there. Without invoking or without calling the functions, those are not at all coming into the picture. Now let me try to check it. So I have one function is there. Within the function, you can provide the group of statements, but here I am providing only one statement. Let me try to run this program, are you going to get any output? No. The reason is without invoking the function, it is not at all coming into the picture. Now how to invoke the function? Very simple. What is the function name? So the function name is my function. We should not invoke the function within the function. If you are trying to invoke the function within the function, so it is a simple recursion concept. What will happen if I am going to run this program? Try to check it. So here the same function, so it is not at all. Why? Because so within the function itself we are trying to call itself, but the thing is if you want to call the main function, we need to call it outside the function. Without calling it, it is not at all coming into the picture. Without coming into the picture, without coming into the main function picture, how to execute the internal function? It is not at all possible to execute this internal statement. So now let me try to call this function from the outside of the given function. So let me try to enter into the fifth line. From the fifth line, let me try to call the function my function. So definitely we have one function is there. Within the function, the content that is available is one simple printf statement. In this print statement, the message is my function. And if you want to call this function, call it from the outside the given function. Now we are calling in the fifth line. Definitely we will get the output my function. Try to check it. You will definitely get the my function as a output. Now let me try to provide the same function in the class. How to take one simple class? Very simple. Class, the class name is sample. Now in the class is acting as like as a container or the blueprint. Within the class itself we can hold some set of variables and as well as set of functions or methods. Now let me try to take one simple method or function. So def, with the help of def keyword we can create the function. But here in the class itself, in the object oriented programming, if the class function is in the format of instance function, don't worry, there are types of functions are there are types of methods are there in the class. I will discuss it in the due course, don't worry about it. So in the class, if you want to provide any function, for that function, if it is an instance or object specific function, we need to use one important keyword. Don't worry about it, I will discuss it later. The keyword name itself is self. Don't think about this self keyword, I will discuss it later in the due course. Just concentrate. In the class, let me try to create one function. The function name is my function. Within this function itself, I have one simple statement. So this is my function from the sample class. This is the message which is available in the my function which is available in the sample class. Now presently in the sixth line, I am outside the class. Now is it possible to call this function from here? Try to check it. My function. If the function is available in the current scope, definitely you will get the output from the my function. But the function my function is available within the class. So here the my function is acting as one of the member in the given class sample. It is not at all the normal function. If I am going to take one normal function, definitely it will execute. Why? Because the normal function is available in the same scope, so that you will get the output from the normal function. But here the my function that I am providing within the sample class, due to that reason it is not at all getting the output. Try to check it. If I am going to run it, you are going to get one error. The error is the name my function is not defined in the current scope. So in the current scope, while at the time of calling this function, so within the current scope the function definition is not available. Let me try to take the same function in the current scope. How to take it? Very simple. Def my function. So here in the normal modular programming, we need not to take the self keyword. Don't worry, I will discuss it later. So in the normal procedure oriented programming, while at the time of creating the function, we need not to take the self keyword or something else. So just let me try to create one simple function in the same scope. So within this function, the content is hi message. Now any one of you please tell me what is the output of the given program. We have one class is there. In the class we have my function is available. That means it is acting as one of the member in the given class, and as well as in the outside the class, in the current scope, one more user defined function is there. The function name is my function. In this function the message that is available is hi, and we are calling my function in the current scope itself, and it is already available in the above 7th line. So that definitely it will execute the my function and it will print the related content, that is nothing but hi. So the Python interpreter will interpret all the lines, but out of all the lines from the 11th line, it will call the user defined function which is available in the same scope. So you will get the output hi. it is not possible to call the sample class function. Try to check it now. If I am going to run the program, you will get the output hi only, hi message. But here the content is, I don't want to call the normal function which is available in the same scope, which is available in the same indentation. I want to call the function which I have defined in the class. For that, there is no alternative for us. So this function is acting as one of the member in the given class. Without creating the object of this class, it is not possible to access this function. So we should not call the function directly if it is available in the given class. Try to check it. If I am going to directly call this function, it is not at all available. But previously the function is available in the same scope, that's why we are calling it simply. But here the function is available in the sample class and it is one of the member of the sample class. If you want to call it, there is no alternative for us. We need to create the object of the class. How to create the object of the class? Very simple. S, I am taking S as a object reference. From this S object reference, we can create the sample class object. That's all. This is the object creation for the given class. Through this object, we can call the member of the given class. So the member is my function which is available in the sample class, and through the available object of the sample class, you can call the function. Try to check it. S dot my function. The object role is, with the help of object, we can access the class related instance methods and as well as instance variables. Don't worry, I will discuss it in the due course. So here, if you want to access the my function directly from the class, it is not at all possible. So we need to create the object of the class. Through the object itself only, we can call the function which is available in the given class. Now through the object of the class, I am calling the function, I am invoking the function. Try to check it now. Definitely you will get the output. The output is, this is my function from the sample class. Let me try to take one outside my function. What will happen? Try to check it now. So let me try to take one outside my function. Def my function. It is a procedure oriented programming related function. So within this function, let me try to take one simple message, hi. Now what is the output from the given program? All of you please observe. One class is there, one user defined function is there. In the class, we are having one member which is available in the format of class related function. And we are creating the object of the class. Through the object, we are calling the function. That means it will call the class related function, not the normal function. Please remember it. Try to execute it. So through the object of the class, we are printing the function so that you will get the class related function related content. So without creating the object, without taking the assistance of the object, if you are going to call the normal function, my function, what will happen? It will call the normal function which is available in the current scope. It will give the output from the normal function. You will get the two functions. Here you will get the class related function output. Why? Because with the help of the object of the class we are calling it, and here you will get the normal function output. So you will get the two outputs. Try to check it now. If I am going to run the program, definitely we will get the two outputs. This is the function from the sample. Why? Because we are calling it from the object of the class, and the next output is hi, which is a normal function. We are directly invoking it and we are getting the output from the given function. I hope with this you got the complete idea regarding how to create one simple object for the class. Through that object, how to access the class member. That's all. Thank you.